What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Shay's World. I am your girl Shay, and we're back with another College Hill recap. This is season 3, episode 6. I know this video was supposed to be out a couple of days ago, but had a lot of changes in my life since then. So we're here now. Anywho, let's just jump straight on into this recap. We jump right in where we left off. They are presenting their project minus Tamar because she had a prior engagement to go to. The bill goes really, really well. Not gonna lie, they used quite a few of Carlos's points that he had made earlier in the season when they were in the class. Overall, it was a pretty good bill. The congressman said that it is a good start. It is, good start to how a bill is supposed to be formulated, and that if he could and he had the power, he would give them all an A. So yeah, he said he'll give them an A. That's that. The professor lets them know that they will all receive their grades the following day. So they go back to the house, and I guess at this point, Tamar is back, and they're all just sitting around, discussing how they think they've done, kind of like predicting what they think they'll get for their grades when they receive their grades the next day. China is expecting A's and B's for her grades. Nick was like, well, I don't think everybody got no A. He's like, they was like, you don't think so? He's like, you think Saucy got A? It was Miss Class. He was like, he ain't even met one of the teachers. So I was like, look, I'm good. I just got to write her a couple of raps and, I'll be good. Carlos like, you going to rap your way out into an A? He's like, yeah, I'll be good. Get him out of here, but keep him for my comedic relief because he is funny, but some of the stuff do get on my freaking nerves. Like, I ain't no hypocrite, but I can't admit, it's good for TV. He is definitely good for TV. But anywho, so it is time for them to go get their grades. And this season, they are doing things totally different. They will be getting them in person, and they'll be going one by one. And the teachers and professors will basically break down the grades. And this is totally different from the first 2 seasons because in those seasons they were in the house. Their advisor comes on the screen and just reveals their grades to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So this, I guess it's a new little spin on it. So Tamar goes first. Not many notes about that necessarily. She comes out with a 3.25. Next up is Carlos, and he kills it because Carlos gets he gets 2 A's and 2 B's, and he got an A in what was it? The class with the debate, and then he got an A in the Mardi Gras history class because he had the most improvement. Claudia goes next. She has good grades as well. She's a 3.25. So her and Tamar are tied. However, something to note is that who is this? That's not Dr. Roberts. The professor for the political science class where they did the bill, he told her, he was like, you did really good. You took control. You led that group or whatever. So, she kind of that kind of resonated with her, and just hold that. And I'm gonna explain while I say that. 2 more things that happen, and I'm gonna say why I feel like this started the whole catapult of things that's going to come happen. Next up is Nick. And now here's the thing. Nick has been doing his work. However, some of the work that he has been doing has not been necessarily accurate or correct. And then in class, his participation is not as well. He does sleep in class as well. And so he got a D in Converge Media. He has a F. He's missing assignments. in Mardi Gras history, he got an F because, he did his project. He just talked about his pictures. He came into class talking about he didn't know how to do a PowerPoint, which I've already expressed. Like, how is it that even if you didn't know how to do a PowerPoint, that you didn't ask someone in the house to help you with the project? Like, make it make sense. But anywho, so my boy got a 1.75. So next is Saucy. He got a D in political science. He's got an F in Converge Media. Now, mind you, he goes to Converge Media, or he has at least gone to this class twice. She's like, you go to sleep. Like, when you engage, but you go to sleep or whatever. You're missing assignments. Of course, he has an F in Mardi Gras history. He was like, I'm surprised she gave me an F. I ain't mad. I ain't never met her. I'm surprised she didn't give me a G. This man don't take nothing serious. Do you hear me? But when he got that D, he was not upset. He was like, at Xavier, a D is passed, and y'all tell me I want to be passed. Like, he fine with his D. You know what I'm saying? He is good at his role. He know his role. He said he is supposed to show the fun side of college. He not just showing all this dang on working. So overall, he ends up with a 0.75. I'm gonna say that again. Saucy has a 0.75 GPA. With 2 weeks left, I don't think baby gonna graduate. So now we get to China, and so she has a 2.75. She got a C in Mardi Gras history because she didn't turn her project in correctly or something like that. And then she's missing some assignments in other classes. But now she's pissed because she got a B in the class for the debate. And he said, the professor said that whoever won the debate would get an A. So she's trying to figure out, why do I have a B in this class? Why do I have a D in this I think she has a B in Converge Media or a C in Converge Media, and then don't quote me on that one. She's got it just wasn't good, and overall it's just she's either missing some assignments or she didn't turn in an assignment correctly. But my girl was like, let me read over this and I need to process this because she's not with these grades. Like, Angela is not having these grades, and needless to say, Black China Black China, she stepped in right here. Like, she was over it. She stormed out. She's like, I'm over this shit, whatever. She goes outside. Her and Tamar are talking and they have a conversation. Tamar looks at Grace and she's like, they're not that bad, they're not that bad. And she has a 3.25 and it's sitting on 2.75, but they're not that bad. But honestly, they're not that bad compared to when you look at Nick and Saucy's grades. They're really not that bad, honestly, and you have time to make them up. Same as with the Converge Media class. I'm sure if the professor is allowing Nick to turn in his assignment, she'll allow you to turn in your assignments. Like, girl, boom. So she's pissed. She goes back to the house by herself. Everyone else, ride back in the bus. Nick was like, we think it's best to just let Angela cool off. She get back to the house and she is screaming at production, like, get these lights off in my room now. She does not want to be bothered. Now, Claudia does go in the room because they are roommates, and she, just wants to check in with her and talk to her. And at this point, Angela's just like, I basically got the worst grades. I'm over this shit. Like, I'm done putting in my effort, my time. I'm done giving this shit my all. They still gonna give us the certificate anyway. Like, she is pissed. She has officially just like tapped out. So later on, we get this scene where Nick and Carlos are downstairs in the kitchen, and all of a sudden you just hear screaming in the background. And I'm going to say Black China was up there going off, because that was not Angela. Like, that was not Angela. China was in there, and I mean, she was just going off. I don't know if she was on a phone call, if she was talking to production. I have no clue, but she was going off. Nick and Saucy was outside the room, like peeping in, and trying to listen in or whatever. And so Carlos goes, man, these grades got everybody tripping. Here goes Saucy. Man, that boy, you know what I'm saying? He just glowed on this because, he got the best grades and he just eating all this shit up. Everybody else, he just eating it up. And he is. And I will be too, because, I had a lot to say about him. And rightfully so. But yeah, I'll be glowing too. Like, you bitches right here arguing and mad and upset and shit, and I'm good. I got that great in this house. I'm good, boss. So later on, I'm assuming it's the same night. Honestly, I don't really know with this production what the day and nights are, to be really clear with you guys. So anywho, they're down there, they're chilling, taking shots. All the housemates are downstairs except China at this time. And then Frida knocks on the door and she comes in. This is where China comes out. But Frida coming to the house was really what they needed, because they were able to ask her questions about her experience. She was able to tell them, like, when I was here, the workload that we had to do, we had to argue an actual case. We had to read a book. It was like 200 and something pages, maybe even 300 pages. And she was telling them how she was emailing her professors, just letting them know all of the things that they could do, because somebody made the comment, I didn't know we could email the professors, not like that. It's just like, yeah, that's what they're there for. They'll help you, and everything. So overall, I think the general consensus is that Frida and her energy was needed in the house to really kind of just let them know that, one, stop complaining. I need to stop complaining, because Frida over here doing 300, reading books that's 300 pages, and y'all over here got 2 and 3 page sheets of work. You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing y'all have done is this freaking bill. So stop complaining, but also understand if there's things that you need help with, speak with your professors. You guys can do this. You got to just buckle down and get it done. So everybody kind of has a new attitude or mindset. Quite a few people in their confessionals are speaking of, that's what I needed, and we're gonna get this done. So I would say Frida coming in the house served its purpose. We get China going to Bible study. That was also one of the extracurricular activities that she chose. Not much to note here. She talks more about her journey and things of that. What the major thing for me was that she realized her clicking out, and she's getting more control of her triggers and being able to recognize her triggers. Kudos to you. I still not have learned to recognize all of my triggers. I think they just depend on what side of the bed I wake up on that day. Sorry. Anywho, but overall, guys, I am a big Black China Angela fan, and I'm just really proud of her for deciding to change her behaviors that were put out there in the past and actually make a genuine change in her life and find God and go on this spiritual journey, find out why she was acting the way she was, and learn how to hone in and just overall be a better person. And I love that for her, because needless to say, she's still doing it in the public eye in a sense. She just signed, her and her boyfriend just signed on to do Love and Hip Hop. I hope this does not set her back. I'm a little scary for that. I won't be reviewing that, so nope, sorry, it's not really my cup of tea. So don't have to worry, guys. There will be no Love and Hip Hop reviews on Shay's World. Nick and Carlos go to basketball. Nothing much really to talk about here, because I mean, of course, Nick can play. He wants to be a coach, so he does some playing around with the boys. He does a little coaching. Really cute scene, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see Carlos pick up or dribble a ball. Maybe I missed it. But The next thing we see is Carlos has, since this whole bill and everything, them visiting Covenant House, he has had some form of change of heart and it touched him. So, like you said, the bill is nice, but these people need help right now. They need things right now. So I'm sure he reached out to his assistant and had them buy a bunch of things and get it sent to the house. They packed it up and him and China went over to Covenant House and delivered the items. One of the young lady that was pregnant on the previous episode, she had made the comment. She was like, I'm about to have this baby in 3 days. Baby girl went and had her baby, and it was cute that she was there at the Covenant House. When they arrived, they got to see the baby. I wouldn't finna put a picture of that nice lady baby on my channel. I know it was on TV, but it's weirdos out here, and yeah, I'm not putting her baby out there. Back at the house, Tamar finally decides to tap into her big sister energy and talk to Saucy and try to, get him on the right track and let him know he needs to start coming to class. You need to start taking this serious. And that delusional man really sat up there and tried to argue with this nice lady that he only missed one class. Tamar said 3. He's like, why everybody keeps saying it? She's like, because it's the truth. And it is. You have a whole F in one class. So how do you only miss one day of class? That doesn't make sense. That's not possible. We saw them at least go into that lady's class twice and then on a field trip. Then there was another class that you didn't go on a field trip to. So how many classes did you miss? Oh, okay. All right. I digress. They get their new schedule for school, and basically they're going to keep a couple of their classes, and then they get this music class that they have to take, and then they have this writing assignment that they're going to have to do. It's going to be like a really big project because they're going to do basically like an article on each other. Has to be 250 words. It will go in the school's newspaper, but it will also be archived in their newspaper, which means future generations will be able to come and see that. This is part of their legacy. What would you want your legacy to be and things of that nature. So it's a really, really big project. And so Saucy is going to do Nick. You know what I'm saying? I personally wouldn't want Saucy to have mine, just because his track record for class is not that great. So how would I know that he is going to get my project in? I would be a little concerned. That's just me though. Just me. Needless to say, I said all of that because when they get on the bus to go to class the next morning, Claudia tells Saucy that the professor emailed her and said that we really want to get this project done, or the advisor, and asked her would she, in conjunction with doing her own project, would she do one on Nick, because they are concerned that Saucy will not do show up or turn the project in. Two things, okay? And two things can be true at the same time. So let's not argue. I'm 100% with Saucy what he said in his confessional. Well, he said you need to watch her, because I kind of feel like watch her. How all of a sudden did did they think to just email you specifically and ask you to do it? And so he called her a brown nose. And he was like, I told y'all she a brown nose. Like, you need to watch her. Like, she over here worried about what I'm doing. Don't be worried about what I'm doing. Now, on the other hand, that actually could have happened. The counselor genuinely could have reached out to her based on when they got their grades. The that the first professor, the black guy, he did say, you know, you took control, you led that group and things of that nature. Now, maybe based upon that, she took that, and based on the way Santana acted when they presented him with his grades, I forgot to mention that when he found out he had a D in Converge Media, he laughed. And Dr. Roberts turned up on him. She was like, it's not funny. You have millions of followers that look up to you, that follow you, and they're going to see this and they're going to think that Xavier is just some party house or just some joke. And that is not what we are about. And I said, and now, ooh, tell him again, because I'm sick of him. Anywho, in this situation, however, I'm with him though, because if it comes out that Claudia stuck her nose in Saucy's business and inserted herself somewhere that she didn't need to insert herself, I'm 100% with Saucy, and I'm gonna continue to stay and stand on. I'm with you. Watch her. But if it innocently happened, like she is stating, then what can she do? I think maybe she should have waited and told Saucy that by himself, or maybe pull Saucy and Nick to the side and said, hey, this is the situation. Maybe not. Well, I mean, it was only, well, no, Tamar and, let's see, Tamar and Carlos are on the bus. So it is kind of like you telling me this in front of other people. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Shit, to be honest with y'all, I don't know. I don't know, but clearly this is where the drama is going to come in at for next episode with Claudia and Saucy. But that is a little shady business, though. I'm just saying, like, you out of all people, why did they act? Oh, oh no, y'all. I don't know. Drop down in the comments and let me know how y'all feel about this situation. Because obviously, I thought I knew how I felt, but then through talking it out, I'm feeling like I'm conflicted or I'm contradicting myself. So I don't know. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know, because clearly your girl got an issue. Like I can feel. I guess maybe I could just understand it from both ways. There it is. There it is. I have it. I can understand it from both ways. I can understand both plights. I can understand him feeling how he feel, and I can understand this was dropped off into her lap if that was the case. But I do still feel like maybe she should have just spoken with him and Nick privately about it. Bam. See? I knew if I kept talking, I'd talk this thing on out. I knew if I kept talking, I'd talk this thing on out. Typically, when I do these reviews, I try to make sure I give y'all the same initial feelings that I have when I watch the show. And then as I'm talking, if I change my mind, then I change my mind. It's my thoughts, my opinions, my channel. I can do that. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm telling y'all, I'm so tired. I'm delirious. I don't know how I'm up right now. That's why I keep playing in my hair, because I'm really trying to keep myself up. So but now we get to class. We get to our music class, and they're going to be making music with the locals, focusing on New Orleans music, focusing on Congo music, the culture of music. And so they are going to break into groups and have to talk about a place you grew up and how music impacted your life. Of course, they let us see and hear Tamar's story, to which it is, of course, she grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. She's the youngest of 5 sisters. Her and her sisters used to make up songs all the time. They were sung in their parents' choir at their churches. And then Toni Braxton, well, they formed the group, the Braxtons, and then Toni broke out. She did background doo-wop pop for Toni Braxton, and then she became the Tamar Asim Braxton that she is today. And you know, that story is kind of self-explanatory for her. What I learned about Saucy was that he grew up in Connecticut, had no clue. But of course, you know, he listened to your Foxy, you know, he listened to your people, your Foxies, your Bigs, your Tupacs, your Jay-Z's, you know. That was that, but it was very good to see him interacting in that class. Multiple housemates made confessionals about if you put a person in, in something that they are interested in, they will actually participate and do things. And that is can as of now can be said true for Saucy because he was very, or at least what they showed us, he was very I can't get the word out. I can't get the word out. He participated a lot in this class. He had a lot to say. He was very engaging. So his class participation was a lot better than it has been in any of the other classes. So they are hoping that this can be a new side to Saucy. We shall see. I think we only have 2 episodes left. We got this week, and then next week is the graduation. Should be the graduation. So maybe his grade, if he get an A in this class and work on pulling up some of those other grades, maybe he can walk away with 2.0 and still get his certificate. I am not sure. As of right now, Carlos is in the running for the valedictorian. So I don't know what y'all thinking. Drop down in the comments and let me know, because it's looking a little rough out here for some of these people. We shall see. Yeah, I am going to go ahead and get out of here. I give this episode a A. It gave me drama. It kind of gave me a little everything that I needed. You know what I'm saying? We got to see them at their after school curriculum. It was good seeing Carlos be inspired and go make those donations over at the Covenant House. Although it was a setback, it was good seeing Black China come back on the screen in some kind of fashion, and then she tied it up. She came back, and when she went to Bible study. So yeah, it was a decent episode. And with that, guys, I am going to go ahead and get out of here. I am your girl, Shay. This is Shay's World. Like the video. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Do me a favor. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.